Hello, Michael Niemas here from Germany, and I'm at Electric Dreams at Los Angeles. So I'm here to introduce to you a race winner car. This is from Hector Gonzales. We also know him as Gonzo, and he won at Keith Tanaka's Hardbody scale class one race with this amazing Tyrrell P34. So it's big. We can see it's definitely big. It's 1:20 scale, and it's made in a way that it will fit to the tracks we are using, also with regards of the track weight. So this car has a lot of amazing details that I want to show you in detail. So I was introduced by Gonzo to do this, and so just come over my shoulder. So the base for this model was a 1:20 Tamiya kit, which is available if you search for it on the web. And what he did, he converted this plastic kit to this slot car. The very impressive things is the V8 Cosworth at the rear, which is there with the complete exhaust system, the air intakes for the brakes. We saw the exhaust, we see the suspension, we see the cooler, everything is there. And we have a very nicely done driver, and the driver can also move his head to the direction of the corner. As also the front wheels are slightly steerable, what you see here. At the rear we have the typical V8 engine of that time. It's the Cosworth V8, an icon in Formula One, as this motor won a lot of races. And this is combined with a rear that can slightly move a little bit, which gives the car in corners a nice tweak. So we have a little bit of movement in the rear, we have movement in the front plus steering, and this gives the car a great agility on track. So let's check the weight of this car. So the car actually weighs 175.4 grams, what is quite a lot when you are aware with 1:32 scale, but for a car in that scale this is a very good weight. So they can go up to 220 grams, so here we talk about a lighter car. When we check the width of the car, then we see that it has 84.72 millimeters, which is quite okay and drivable next to each others. At the front, the car is very narrow in comparison to GT cars, so it just has 68 millimeters. Now we check the ground clearance of that car. Will be very interesting what is the level, because you always have to have in mind that this car has a lot of movement and you have to leave a little bit of ground clearance so that everything can work properly. So this is 1 millimeter. So at the front, the car has slightly a little bit more than 1 millimeter. And at the rear, I would say the car has 1.4 millimeters, which is okay, because I guess that the tires will not wear extremely long, as we have a very powerful motor here in the rear. I can't see exactly what it is. It says Con 7. So I guess something with maybe 50,000 RPM. And the tires are sponge. So they are very soft. So the compound is extremely made for high grip. So now we open that thing. You have to go inside here, lift this up a little bit, and then very easy, you can turn off the body. It's a fantastic system figured out by Gonzo. So we see here a very small brass part which is formed in a way that it fits a slot, and the same on the other side, but much more bigger. So first you put in the bigger part and then you clips the body on. So what he did, he put the body together. He also added here some aluminium to strengthen the front of the car. And we see here also brass that is put to the body so that when the front suspension is working, everything is stiff enough that it will not touch. Here we see everything is worked out, that the motor will fit, the driver, and that is the body. Very interesting will be the body weight. So I will check this. So the body weight is 34.2 grams. So the chassis is something with 140 grams. Yeah, 141.5 grams. For me, it's very interesting how he made it with the front. So we see here these welded wires that are made in a way that the wheels are working independent. There is around 1 millimeter side, how is it called? 1 millimeter side play, exactly. So it's made in a way that we have 1 millimeter side play on each wheel. And I also want to check if all of the wheels are touching ground. So this is slightly in the air, this too. On the other side, it's the same. So we can definitely say that the car is running on the guide. And the wheels work mainly in the corners to stabilize the car. The main chassis plate is fitting to the body. We have something to strengthen it up over here and here. This is the front spoiler that fits perfectly into the form of the Tamiya body. He is using a Slick 7 guide, I guess, and the braids are very thick ones. So this is a personal thing, what kind of braids you need. It could work out very fine. I'm tending to drive with very small braids, even on 1:24 scale, because that increases a lot the performance of the car. But we shouldn't forget that the car is running onto the front guide, so not on the front wheels, which makes a big difference. So here the inside of the chassis is covered with very light aluminium that fits in perfect. We have something to hold the cables in line, on position, in the middle. And very interesting is the rear, where the motor is mounted in a way that everything can flex and work sideways very good. So I guess the handling of the car will be extremely good, and maybe we can test it on track to do a few laps with this in a modern way so that there is no risk damaging it. The rear axle is 2.38 inch, so it's not a 3mm axle, which is mainly used for 1:24 scales. And the gearing is, I think this is 9 950. A gadget which helps a lot is that you can put off the rear wing like this. It's easy to remove. So you see here the rear pod of the car moving. In combination with the front, you see that there is a lot of flex in the car, what guarantees that it goes like hell if the grip is there. So to put the rear section back, you just pop this rear to the body and it's done. If we now want to put the body to the chassis, I make it from this side, then it's more visible. You first take the long side into the slot, and then, no, I'm not in the slot. And then the other side can be just clipped, you hear it, to the chassis. Yeah, and this is the 1977 Tyrrell P34 six-wheeler that was very famous and is although today well known as one of the most curious Formula One cars that won a race. So let's give it a try and do 2-3 laps on track. So I had the chance to do a few laps with this Tyrrell on the track, and even if the grip level was not very high, it was really amazing to drive this car. You can feel that the handling is excellent and it's easy to drive, very fast, and it really feels like a Formula One car ready to win much more races.